Same.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Welcome back to Harping on the Past, a Theater Kid podcast where we talk about theater, past, present, and probably the future. And if you're wondering why Sheridan looks so different today, it's because we had to recast her. So this is a new actress that we brought in to play the role.
Hi, I'm Sheridan. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. No, but in all seriousness, this is our incredible, wonderful friend, Miss Maddie. Oh my goodness, Maddie.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm so excited that you're here.
I know, me too. I've never done a podcast before, so this
Oh my
is
gosh.
very exciting.
Welcome. Wow. We've talked about you coming on the podcast for such a long time, and now it's finally happening. I'm so sorry that Sheridan couldn't be here. She just said, I hate Maddie so much, and I can't come on the podcast.
I know, I've felt that tension for a while.
Yeah.
I was really picking up on that during Annie rehearsals for sure.
Of course, and that's what we're here for. We're here to air out all of the drama, all of the nonsense and the craziness, so
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Hence the Sheridan recast. Yeah, she's just such trouble to work with.
She's so hard to work with.
I'm totally kidding, Sheridan. I love you.
We love you. No, just we're all busy people. We're all incredibly busy.
Oh, yeah.
To make this podcast happen, we have tried scheduling this at least, 3 times?
Yeah.
And has been canceled and postponed and
Months and months and months.
So now here we are. We're finally going to do it because I leave for New York on Tuesday.
I'm so jealous.
And I'm going to be gone for 10 days. So
That's an amazing trip. That sounds wonderful.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
What are you seeing while you're out there?
I'm seeing Hadestown, The Play That Goes Wrong, and Back to the Future, the musical.
Stop. I'm so jealous.
I'm so stoked.
I'm so jealous. It's going to be such a good time.
So excited. But yeah, so we've had that trip planned forever, and I'm absolutely broke, so I don't know how I'm going to survive
Me
out
wanting to
there.
go to New York for Christmas break, and then I check my bank account, and I'm like,
And you're like, whoa! You're like, look at that. I can
Yeah.
buy maybe a bagel and just stretch that bagel into, a 10-day trip.
10 little slivers of bagel.
Oh my goodness. So before we dive into our conversation today, because there's a lot of things that we want to talk about and unpack, and I'm so excited. Maddie, Sheridan and I have this bit on this podcast, and since this is what Sheridan and I are considering our second season of doing the podcast, we have this bit called Why Am I Getting Fired or Why Am I Getting Hired for a Show? So we always ask our guests, why would you be fired from the show?
Fired, I could totally tell you why I'd be fired. I pressed the envelope too much. In this room specifically, I was pressing the envelope too much, which
my
I
gosh.
totally understand. I'm a very sensitive person, yes, but in terms of performing, you gotta lay it all out there sometimes.
Of course.
And some people just don't like that. Some people just don't like that.
They don't like that.
I will totally get fired for it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't even mention we are in our old drama room from high school. We are on location for this podcast.
On location.
And low key, who knows we're in here? Only maybe a handful of people. So we're going to keep that on the DL. But yeah, wow. And as your friend, because I was in the class, there were a couple performances that you did that I do remember. You were told, Maddie, don't do that.
Avenue Q specifically.
Avenue Q, you did,
Yeah.
which is such an iconic show.
I love Avenue Q.
And, it won Best Musical when it was on Broadway, beat out Wicked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And,
that's crazy.
It's a good show, but
Yeah.
you still got in trouble. What did you do from that one again?
Everyone's a little bit racist. Look, I am the absolute last person, total ally, total supporter, here for the fight. Hilarious song. Hilarious
It's so
song.
funny. It was so funny.
Yeah.
The class, we loved it.
Yeah.
It's just our drama teacher did not.
No.
But, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Love him, but totally,
do.
we did not see eye to eye
Not
on
all the
certain
time.
things, but still have the most love for that man.
Yes. And I'm probably getting fired because I tend to make myself welcome in situations that I probably shouldn't be welcome in.
Define welcome.
Well, I feel like there are times when it's you should maybe go to something when you're invited, or other times it's I just kind of show up. Kind of like today.
in this room.
In this room, like, but like that's all the time. Or like I'm constantly, which some people would appreciate how early I am.
Yeah.
And I can understand if people wouldn't be happy about it. Like sometimes I'm like an hour early to things, but that's because if I'm commuting,
yeah,
I'm trying to accommodate for that
traffic
commute. And sometimes like there's
stuff.
an accident on the road, or there's just regular traffic. I don't know. So sometimes like I get there with like 15 minutes and like that's a pretty reasonable time. But
That's
other
safe.
times I've been like an hour and an hour and a half early, and I just kind of sit there and I'm like, how you guys doing today? I'm like, I know you guys are sitting up for the rehearsal, but I'm here too. So do you mean to do anything? Yeah, that's embarrassing.
It's okay. You know, at least I can count on you to be punctual.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I'm like, you can bet that I will be there. Yeah. So this podcast today is probably not going to be one of our longer ones for a couple of reasons. One, did not charge my phone. This camera could die at any point. If it dies, I'm so sorry. You'll get a picture and you'll keep hearing our audio.
Yeah, here, thumbnail.
There we go. Reason number two, like I said, we are kind of, on the edge. Living on the edge in this room right now doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like, no one comes in and tries to kick us out.
Oh, yeah.
But if we do, Maddie works for the school district. I'm just going to be like, flash that district card, baby.
I totally brought it just for that reason.
Perfect. I'm so glad you did.
Yeah.
But so what I really wanted to get into, well, first of all, like, let's talk about how we met.
We met when our mutual friend was doing Millie. Because
Yes.
she was at Shavela,
Yeah.
and you were already here, I think is what it was.
No, I was an 8th grader
Yes.
at the time.
Yeah, I forget our age difference all the time. But yeah, I met because she was doing Millie. And that was when they were still accepting middle school kids at the high school. Mm-hmm. And I did an audition. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so she came back and she was like, I tried out for this play at the high school. Like, why didn't you do it? I'm like, girl, I didn't know.
Like, how was I supposed to know about that?
Yeah. And then you guys met and then we became friends
Yes.
through her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think one of my first clear memories of like interacting with you was your performance of The Princess Who Has No Name.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's one of my first clear
Yes.
memories of like really
Yeah.
like meeting you, talking to you, because same thing, we had the mutual friend, and
Yeah.
I remember watching you and thinking, I'm like, okay, she's very funny, she's very good. And there were a couple people in that cast who I was like, oh, they're gonna be stars.
Yeah.
Like when they get to high school, like, and I cannot wait to work with them again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like such an unserious show, but like really the people who shined.
Yeah.
Like I remember the character specifically who played Rumpelstiltskin for that show.
Yes.
Was the talk of dinner.
Yeah.
The talk of dinner.
And he was
Mind
good.
you, I was also in the show and I was not the talk of dinner. But other character, yes, was the talk of dinner.
I don't remember, who did you play in that show? Like,
I was Goldilocks.
okay, you were Goldilocks. That's right.
Ironically, dark brunette, dark features.
I was almost about to say Little Red Riding Hood, but Goldilocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And then I worked with the kid who played Rumpelstiltskin his freshman year.
Yeah.
I was his assistant director for Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah.
And I ran into him actually at my work.
What?
He has a broken foot right now.
Are you okay, sir?
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Do you need support?
Yeah. Do you need help?
We're here for you. Yes. Okay. So that is how we met. Wow.
Wow, what
How
a
many
time.
years ago was that?
Don't date me right now, but I think that was my 8th grade show. So that was like,
2014. That was 2014.
oh my God, that was like 9 years ago.
Yeah, I remember because we were doing Once Upon a Mattress.
Yes.
And you guys were doing that. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Middle school is doing a princess show. We're doing a princess show.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And Mattress was so good. I always looked forward to coming up to the high school when I was in middle school to like see the high school shows.
Every time, like, because I was in the shows, but, we didn't do the straight plays.
Yeah.
And in my brain, whenever I got to see the straight plays on, like, the school trip, I thought they were the coolest things ever. Mm-hmm. I remember just looking at the stage and being like, I cannot wait to be on that stage, too, one day.
Oh yeah, because the middle school stage, it's like there's no wings. Like you
tiny.
can't put anything backstage at all because there was no curtain. They barely painted the backstage walls black
Yeah.
when I was there. Like
I
they were
think
bright white.
The tech booth is my favorite. How it's just a little corner.
It's like a sauna.
Yeah.
Why is it like 1,000,000 degrees in that room?
It's not high school.
It's not.
If I ever win, the lottery and have good investments, I'll pay to have a new auditorium for those kids.
It's so bad. And it sucks because, like, some of those kids, like, I work at the high school now. No, not the high school, the middle school. And I work very closely with the now drama teacher. And we did Annie as our show last year. And seeing the whole thing come together was a beautiful thing. And you see that the kids are very committed. And being that they don't have the resources sometimes is just really hard.
It's super hard. But they did their job.
Oh, yeah, they did the thing.
And I'm so proud of them, too, like, because I edited the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they did a lot with what little they had to work with.
100%.
And we're in the middle of casting the next musical for them.
I'm so excited for them.
And already from that first audition, it's so clear, like, how much these kids have grown.
Absolutely. That
as
was the
performers.
first thing that I said. 100%, so much growth.
And it makes me so happy and so excited for not only their future, but when they finally get to high school. I'm like, they're going to do such good things, and I can't wait to see it.
100%. I've been saying, like, you know, there's such great talent in that room, and they are going to get eaten up, like, in the best way when they get here.
Yeah.
Because they're being very well prepared.
Yeah. And, you know, we're trying our best, you know, pass on our knowledge and our wisdom. And I think that's great. I wish we had more of that when I was their age.
Yes.
To have, you know, outside perspectives, you know, teach us.
Yeah.
So.
Like, the only, like, older people that we had, like, teaching us was just, like, if we were in, like, 6th or 7th grade, we had the 8th graders to guide us.
Right.
Like, we didn't have, like, that mentorship that the kids have now, which is a beautiful thing to see.
And, you know, we used to, on, like, occasion, we had, like, maybe a guest speaker come in.
Okay.
Or we had a couple alumni come in, but they were only, like, about a year or two into their college experience. So it's not like they had, you know, years of, like, experience to reflect on. But it was still cool. And they don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
So.
It stinks.
And it's funny, too. I was talking to the middle school kids today. And I was pulling out my papers, and I had my headshot and resume in my binder. And they're like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's my headshot and my resume."
Is that a selfie?
And they were like, "What is it?" And, like, I was talking to them, and I was telling them I just had an audition. They're like, "Wait, you still do theater?" And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, I guess you guys don't know anything about me. Like, I never get to talk to you guys. So, yes, I do still do theater. I just had a callback.
You did?
I did yesterday. Yeah.
I love that. I love that
you're
for
so
you.
Sweet. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have no idea how it went. It's
I'm
only,
sure you did amazing.
It's only a 3-person show. So it's
Wow.
very competitive.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Like, it's such a funny script. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I really do want this one. But
That's amazing. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Maddie,
Yes.
what have you done with your life in theater since graduating from these walls?
Absolutely nothing.
Great.
Absolutely nothing. And not because, like, I didn't feel good at it or whatever the case was. It's just, like, my life didn't really go in that direction. But I still go to the theater constantly. Like, I had season tickets to Balboa, and I saw a bunch of shows. I have a bunch of my T-shirts. I'm actually making a quilt out of, like,
Cute.
all of my T-shirts.
I have a T-shirt quilt, too.
Yeah,
I love it.
But while I may not be actively, like, auditioning and doing all that kind of stuff, I'd still do my best to, you know, help out at the middle school to, like, help out my community in which I grew up.
And I love that. I'm so happy that because, you know, you could have been like, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, no. I wanted to stay in touch with it because I love it.
Yeah, I love that you still found a way to be involved in it.
100%.
And I'm so grateful for that opportunity, too, because I love... Oh, yep, there we go. I was like, we are running out of the things.
Not the full storage.
Not the full storage. And it's not even full, guys. Let me tell you something. Hold on.
That's a fucking lie.
It is a lie, because this happened on the last episode.
Ugh.
And I went to clear it, and I was like, there's nothing to clear.
You said, why are you lying to me?
I was like, there's nothing on here. So hold on. We're just going to keep on talking, and I'll try to get the camera back.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I started helping out with the high schoolers, I think, like, in 2020. They were doing West Side Story.
Oh, right, before the pandemic hit.
Before the
That's
pandemic.
True.
And then after that, so after that, then I got involved with Shavela and helping out with Annie. And that was really, like, I feel like my first true time, like, going to, like, help out and, like, feel like I was part of the process from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that's really cool. I'm going to have you hold my mic really quick so I can try to get this up. I appreciate you. Guys, don't ever have tech problems. Just don't do it. It's so annoying. And I thought it was going to be because the camera was going to die. But here we are, trying hard to
Here
make
we are,
life
storage
work.
full.
Storage full, and it's not. I promise. Just talk to the people, Maddie.
Okay, hello. My name is Madison. Yeah, I went by Maddie pretty much my whole life, and I still like kind of do, but I've noticed that not a damn person can spell it the way that I want it spelled, because everyone either spells it Maddie or Madd or Madi. I'm Maddy, and I'm like, it's a made up name, so I don't I don't care how
You're
people
like, I
spell
don't
it
care.
anymore.
Your name is Madison.
It's Madison. I go by Madison now. Like new people that I've met like in my life, that's how I introduce
It's so
myself.
cute. Miss Madison.
That's me.
Oh, hold on. See?
And it sounds enough like a last name for it to work.
Yes. Yeah. What was I going to say? I'm so thrown off now from all these tech
Full
problems. So I wanted to ask, because since we are a couple ages different, that was weird. I graduated in 2016. You graduated 2018?
18, yeah.
I want to know, because this was something that always irritated me. Before I graduated, we had the 2015 seniors come up to us and be like, what are you guys going to do after we're gone? The program's not going to do well.
That's so rude.
And it made me so mad.
That's an angry thing to say. I don't know why they would say that. It's a little self-centered, if you ask me.
I was like, you guys really think you're that good to like think that we're going to be terrible? I mean, granted, the next musical was Oklahoma. That has nothing to do with
that. Has nothing to do with showcasing the talent that was in this room. It was just an awful show choice.
It was not good.
It's the only show that I didn't do in my entire high school career because...
I don't blame you. It was not this grand, amazing show. No one wanted to do it.
No. I will never forget when that poster was pulled up at Banquet and everyone was like...
All of us, our faces just...
Yay.
Okay. Yay. Oklahoma. And
I remember looking at our mutual friend and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, and our director tried to like hype it up and be like, it is the 73rd anniversary. And we're like, 73rd? Like, who cares?
Girl, that's old. That's old.
We're like, it's not even like new, but I don't know. So I want to know, like, how was it after we left? Like, because I feel like my senior year, and this is just my perspective, I didn't feel like we had a lot of drama going on. Like,
No.
Like with people, but then, you know, like I feel like the year before, like we had a lot of people like who were not cool with each other. And there was like a lot of drama within drama.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, was it pretty good after we left, or was there a lot of craziness?
I think the only drama that surrounded drama was when it came time for the musical and people were not getting parts that they wanted.
Right.
But that's standard, you know,
That
that's
is
not really
standard.
between each other. Like, I don't really remember any actual beef, like, with people. It was really just based on casting.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that we have in every show.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, that's not something that normally will ruin the whole division of the company.
No, not at all.
But I do remember, actually, now that you mention it, because I forgot, the person dropped out of the program completely after they didn't get the lead for their senior musical.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing as you were saying it.
That blew my mind. And here's controversial opinion. I know everyone was rooting for this person. I was not.
Oh, I know you weren't.
Which is, that's so horrible to say it, but let me give some clarification.
Yeah.
Talented. This
Yes.
person was talented.
Yeah, very talented.
Had the talent, could do it. It was High School Musical. He wanted Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
Could totally do it. I, admittedly, and I'd like to think that I'm better now, I was petty. I was, you know, upset that I felt overlooked by this person all the time. Like, I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do because this person who was talented always got cast. And so...
He had that, like, as cool as a drama kid can be, I guess. Like, he was a cool drama kid, I guess, if you want to call it that.
But, like, also, like, he could fit in outside of drama.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the stereotypical, you know, straight, attractive boy in drama. Like, you know, all the factors.
Yeah,
at
there's a
play.
common trope.
You know, he had it. You know, like, think, like, Ricky Bowen from High School Musical, the musical, the series. Like, kind of like that.
Oh, I love Ricky Bowen.
Yeah. So kind of like everyone had a crush on him. Like, are you kidding me?
You
You see what I'm seeing? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just... So, but when it came down to that audition, and he didn't get it, I was like, because you didn't earn it.
You said...
But that's also, like, I can remember, like, working with him, you know, like, he would miss rehearsals a lot.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, we all have health concerns, but if you do, then you have to come back into rehearsal knowing your stuff.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't.
Yeah.
We started performing Oklahoma. He came back during week 2. He missed the whole first week of shows. And week 2, he came back. Didn't even know all the words to the song. He started humming on stage.
I didn't even know that this happened because
Yeah.
I didn't do the show. Oh, wow. That's tough.
I was so upset.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, things like that just tend to happen when you kind of just expect that it's going to be handed to you.
yes.
And I have a feeling, I mean, don't quote me on this because I don't know the truth to this statement, but this was, I guess, as drama as it gets, when that role was not given to that individual, it was spoken that everyone was like, oh, we don't think that it was given to him because everyone was expecting that to happen. And even the director was like, oh, he thinks it's just going to be handed to him. I can't give it to him.
right.
So that's what was going on in the area. That's what we were all thinking, that we were like, oh, crap. Like, maybe he's just not getting it for the sole reason that it's like he thinks he will.
Right. And I mean, I had a friend who was part of that casting process, one of the assistant directors. I know he was in the conversation to play the lead.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there were 2 other people who could also do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, when it comes down to the work ethic, they said it didn't show in the audition.
Yeah.
You know, that expectation that you're going to get cast. And I always try to tell people, I'm like, you cannot do that. You can't go into this room thinking like that it's yours.
Yeah, you can't.
In an arrogant way. Like, there's nothing wrong with having confidence. And if you put in the hard work
Oh,
for
yeah,
it,
show your confidence in your audition. Like, we want to
Absolutely.
see that. But it's like, if you're kind of just like, yeah, I'm going to get it anyway, and like, I'm not going to put as forth much effort, then that will also show.
yes, you are not entitled
Yeah, no.
to get this thing. Because, you know, you never know who's going to be better than you.
No.
Or who's going to be a better fit for the role.
100%. And that year specifically, there were people coming in that weren't in drama, that were in other clubs, other extracurriculars, that came and auditioned and totally stole it.
Yeah.
It's like, you never know. And that happened the following year with Beauty and the Beast as well.
Yes.
Like, we had someone that we were like, oh, we have a feeling that this individual was going to get this role of Belle. And it didn't happen because another person from, I believe, the choir program is...
I think so. I
where
saw
she
it,
was.
but I don't know where she's
Yeah,
from.
I believe she was from choir, and she came in and took the role. And it's like, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know if the rug is going to be pulled out from underneath you.
Yeah, and she was fantastic, too. I'm so sick and tired of all these tech issues, but hold on one sec.
Low power mode.
At least it didn't stop recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, so having that idea of like it's mine is one thing, but not putting in the work is another.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah,
like, you can totally be Rachel Berry from Glee and like put in the work and want that part. Just don't be the obnoxious, I'm entitled and I'm going to get it.
right. And that's so that was one of the things that I think broke my heart, is because I loved Glee.
Oh, me too.
I loved Glee. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Total Gleek.
Total Gleek right here. But it did make me sad learning that like Leah Michelle is kind of like Rachel Berry
I
in real life, and I'm
know.
like, dang it, like
It's like, I want to like her because, God, she's talented.
she's so talented.
She's such a talented human being, but a horrible person.
But not a
from
good
what
person.
I've heard.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't do that. Like, that's not healthy environment. And like, I hate when I already see that too with like, you know, the kids that we're helping out with now. Not so much in middle school, but in high school.
Oh yeah,
And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, you're going down this
you're going
route.
down the Rachel Berry road.
And I'm like, that's not good. Like,
Yeah.
and I think too, Sheridan and I have talked about this. I'm like, are we part of the problem, like with gassing these kids up, like without meaning to?
Yeah.
Because like we've seen, you know, like we will give some kids praise. We're like, you are incredible. You're
Oh,
so
yeah.
good. And then it gets to the point where it's like they become complacent. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh,
It's like, that's not why we're here.
I was like, that's not what we were trying to do. We're like, you have to keep working.
Yeah.
You know, Abby giveth, Abby taketh away. Dance moms, but oh my goodness, wow.
What a time.
What a time.
What a time. Oh my God, I feel so bad that your senior musical was Oklahoma. And then especially because the way that things worked in our drama company was seniors got to find out the shows for like the next season for the following year before everyone else did, because they went to this like senior dinner and like they were announced before we all had our theater banquet and found things out. And so I can't even believe that you had to sit on the fact that we were doing High School Musical
No,
when you
do you
did
know what was
Oklahoma.
actually so annoying about that?
What?
Was that everyone knew before it got officially announced because someone will always find out. Our senior group wanted everything to be secret. Like, we did not want to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Yeah.
We wanted to keep it a surprise.
Yeah.
But our director here
Yeah.
sent one of his TAs to go get a package that was delivered, and that package had the T-shirts of the next season.
Oh,
so they knew
damn.
everything that we were going to do, and I was so mad because they kept telling everyone.
Oh, well, I didn't find out. I found out at dinner.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad it didn't get to everybody,
Yeah.
but a lot of people knew,
Yeah.
and we were very upset. But we were furious.
Everyone was pushing it's South Pacific, and we're like,
We tried.
girl, we know it's not South Pacific, but we didn't know what it was.
But no, we sat at that dinner at his house. He said, "You guys are gonna be mad at me," and we're like, "There's no way we're gonna be mad at you unless it's High School Musical." And then the slowest reveal of that poster, we all just, right.
No, and it's like none of us ever thought that was going to happen because we always used our orchestra. We never
Yes.
used tracks. That was the very first year, I believe, that he used tracks for a musical.
It was.
And so we never thought it would happen because he was always like, "Oh, I don't want to use tracks. It's too much. It's not. It doesn't sound as good as our live orchestra," which we love our orchestra. They were amazing.
We do.
But we never saw that coming.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that is one thing that I think our program valued so much from was utilizing the live orchestra.
100%.
And I'm so sad that they don't do it anymore.
That's so tough.
But I know a large part of that is, the band director here. It's not really, it's a big time commitment.
It is.
And it's not like, from my understanding, it's not like you're getting an extra paycheck for this. Like,
No.
this is a lot of volunteer work. So
Yeah.
it's hard. And, when you have a band director who has his other classes and his own concerts he needs to plan and coordinate.
Yeah, and not even just that, like a life outside of the job.
Yeah, like unless you want to, like we did in choir, like perform the songs you learned for the show.
Yeah.
Then no, you can't really do it. But
Yeah.
I do wish that they could find a way to bring that back somehow. Although the next musical they're doing is Mean Girls, so there's no way that's going to happen.
No.
But
No.
I hope one day down the line they bring it back.
Yeah, because from my understanding was when we did High School Musical was that he was saying we're going to do 1 year with tracks and 1 year with orchestra
Yes.
and just like kind of flip it off. And that didn't happen.
Which I think would have been fine.
Yeah.
I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah.
But then, it never happened.
Yeah, it
And
just
some
never worked
shows, like I feel like Beauty and the Beast should have been great with live music.
I agree.
And then other shows, like Grease, I'm like, okay, maybe tracks would have been better because it's easier to rehearse.
Yeah.
Because I will say, rehearsing with tracks was such a different thing. And then when we finally brought in the live music, it was like we had to relearn
everything.
and like make it slower. Love our orchestra.
100%.
But because we learned Once Upon a Mattress and we were speeding through everything, and then the live music came in, and we were rehearsing like, we have an opening for a princess, and it went, we have an opening for a princess. Like that's how slow it became.
That's tough.
And I think they got faster down the line, but those first rehearsals, it was so rough.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But I do also like, thank God the pit's not open anymore, because our high school had this giant orchestra pit, and it was one of the most scary things for me
terrifying
to look into. I was so scared of the pit.
Oh yeah, I never wanted to fall in. Like they have like a net, obviously, but myself, I'm over here thinking I'm gonna fall in, and then just like right at that moment, someone's gonna lift their instrument and like poke me and stab me, and I'm done.
But usually the net's not even on for the show.
Oh no.
And Sheridan jumped into the orchestra pit for a show.
Yes, she did.
And I, like, you are braver than most. I would have.
Oh,
I
know.
I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You're going to have me do something else.
You could not pay me.
Yeah. No, it was scary. So scary.
It's just like pit of death down there. Like, I'm not going down there.
And I heard, like, rumors, like, that people, like, were smoking weed.
Oh,
there.
please.
No,
Absolutely. Not me. I've literally
not
never
us.
touched a drug in my life.
We're angels.
It's just a very like uncommon thing for someone my age, but no. But absolutely, like I guarantee that like a lot of the tech crew my year probably was.
Oh, of course.
Like,
right?
come on.
Like, like there are just some people, you look at them and you're like,
yeah, it's you.
Yeah, you did it. I was also, I've talked about this on the podcast before. I was part of a rumor once that I had sex backstage. And I was like, what? I was like, first of all, incredibly wrong. But second of all, I'm honored to have been involved. And like,
You said, please, you can keep spinning
I'm
that.
like, keep spinning it. Like, it's not true. I know it's not true.
Yeah.
Like, it is so far from the truth.
Like, give me that rep.
But I'm so honored to have that, like,
Yeah.
to be mixed in that drama there. And I'm like, I want to know who would have started that rumor. 'Cause, like,
For real.
I'm like, first of all, how and like when? Like, when would this have happened?
No, I have no idea.
Like, makes no sense.
I don't get
it. Why would it have happened? Like, you knew.
Like, during a show?
Like, you knew
what do you
me.
mean?
Well, I've done questionable things, but not during a show.
No, not during a show. No.
During a show, I'm an actor. I'm like, that is my time. I'm doing something
I'm
else.
in it.
I'm in it to win it.
Oh, yeah. Bang Bang You're Dead in it to win
Oh my
it.
goodness. Speaking of Bang Bang You're Dead, since we're hijacking this classroom, I saw on their whiteboard that they have auditions for that for this upcoming week.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
It's an amazing show. I loved doing it. Every part of it.
Yes. Sheridan and I have talked about that before, too.
There's just a lot of politics that go into that show.
There are. And you were in my cast for that show. And I still, to this day, love my cast so much.
It was the best cast that year, and not biased just because you're here because I was in it. None of that. Just performance truly shined in that cast.
I do think that year we had, because I think it felt classic, but it felt new enough. But like we maintained the original integrity of
100%.
the show. I will say though, like, because normally like things get added on and have been kept on with the show as the year progressed. Nothing really from my cast stuck.
Yeah.
I think the following year they kept like one thing, but they kept another cast decided to add a slap.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the new thing now that everyone does.
That stayed.
Yeah, that stayed with it. And so props to that director.
Yeah.
Good choice.
The following year when I actually had to do a slap, because I played Katie the following year, and I totally forgot to take my ring off the night of show. Because I always have rings on.
Yeah.
And I was just wearing one, and I totally forgot to take it off, and I did the slap, and I was like, or like, when we went back to like put our blood packets in later, I was like, oh my God, I'm a horrible human being. I totally could have just like bruised this person's face.
Just clocked them with your ring.
Yeah.
Damn. But you know, that's theater.
Yeah.
I got slapped in Oklahoma on stage, and the way it fine every night, but of course one night I got hit like by like my eardrum, and like I just heard ringing on stage, and just like the and I was like, oh my god, and I had
the room is spinning.
I was like, I have to keep acting.
The show must go on.
Oh no, slaps. I got slapped before I went on for Sleepy Hollow backstage. I talked about that on here too.
Oh my God. No, the most violent truly was Bang Bang 2, also in my junior year show, when we had to put our Josh in the coffin.
Oh,
because
yeah.
we threw him in there.
That always scared me. I saw your guys' show, and I was like,
they
threw him.
They told us. They were like, you have to be aggressive with it. And I was so scared to do that.
Yeah.
But our Josh at the time was like committed. He was like, no, like I want it to look real. Like I don't even care if it hurts. Just throw me in there.
Yeah.
And we would throw him in there, not only that, but then the top of the coffin, slam it down.
Yeah.
And there was one night where, like, some screws, like, flew off the coffin.
Oh, my God.
Really tough.
See, this is also the thing, too, because, like, they don't teach you a lot of this. At least for us, we were not taught a lot about safety.
Oh, no.
I'd never heard of a fight call before. Do you know what a fight call is?
No.
Yeah, okay, great.
Exactly.
So, a fight call is, you know, a special call time before the rehearsal where you do the action stuff, all the stage fighting before the show begins.
That's
and
a
it's
thing.
meant to be a safety thing. You review it and you make sure everything is fine. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
that would have been nice to know.
And I'm like, there's so many things now where I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is why I want to help these kids now. So we're giving them this information because I was like, I don't know what a fight call is.
No.
I didn't know what that meant until I was in college.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's essential for safety to make sure everyone is safe. Like,
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously if something is at risk of hurting an actor, the answer is you just don't do it. You do something else. So, but I'm glad it worked out. For you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it was believable because it was real.
Yes.
But it was very, very scary.
I
The amount of pillows that we had to put in that coffin was like unreal.
Yeah. It was a heavy coffin too. So it's like, it was very heavy.
And the stage was constantly creaking because it was like a theater in the round kind of vibe. So we didn't really have like a very sound.
No, it was the loudest stage ever.
Awful. Every single step
It's
was
right behind us. It's still here.
It's this.
The loudest creaking thing ever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call you out for a minute because I do remember on our performance night for, the public to come and see the show.
Mm-hmm.
How many bullets are in that gun, Maddie? In Josh's gun.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I don't
How many
remember.
bullets are in it?
I don't remember
There's
anymore.
5 bullets.
5, yeah.
In that rifle. And Maddie added an extra.
Yeah, there was multiple bullets more for me.
And I just remember seeing you like turned around. And I was like, oh, Maddie.
Awkward. So awkward.
I was like, oh, Maddie.
It be happening. It be happening, okay?
Happening. But, oh, my goodness. Yeah. So we are helping out with the middle school show. I have auditioned for shows. And I think that's it for me, theater-wise right now.
Yeah. Really all I've done theater-wise is go to it and help with it. I have not gone out for like any auditions otherwise.
So, but if I ever did an alumni show, like you
1,000%, yes.
Because I'm still trying to make that happen.
I would totally do that. That sounds like an amazing thing
Perfect.
to do.
I want to do it. I don't know how or when.
Any shows in mind?
A couple. Yes. I mean, I think originally my dream show, but because it was done in this area, I wanted to do Freaky Friday so bad. I love Freaky Friday.
Yes.
It's just so fun. But I think I know like Mamma Mia was a big conversation, and I think that could be very fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It really all just depends on who wants to come back as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like depending on who we have available.
Yeah.
Then we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so.
But thank you so much, Maddie, for coming. This was so much fun.
It was so much fun. I love this.
You're like natural.
Oh,
too. Like
thank you.
you did such a good job. Like
Thank you.
Please come back on the podcast.
Oh my gosh,
sometime
I will. And whenever Sheridan decides to, end this feud
to
between us,
stop hating you.
Whenever she decides to stop hating me, then I will totally come back.
Please do. Oh my goodness, this was so fun. Because I don't even know the next time I'm doing a podcast with Sheridan, because I leave for New York. I'm gonna do one in New York with Elijah.
Oh, I love that.
We're gonna do
awesome.
another podcast on tour. So I have to tell Sheridan to do one while I'm gone, because I'm like, Sheridan, the next 2 episodes are just gonna be me.
Hey, girl.
Like, hey guys, so Sheridan's contract is not finalized yet with the producer. She does not have a contract to appear in future episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. There's just gonna be random features up until her contract is finalized.
It's just gonna be me, and hopefully I'll have a guest.
Hopefully.
I hope. If not, Maddie is more than welcome to come back anytime. So, but yeah. Thank you again for coming.
Fun.
This is so fun. I love you.
This was great.
This is so great. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, evening, what have you, whenever you watch this.
Whenever.
And like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave a review. And we'll see you soon. Bye.